You know, I mean, she used to be on
Was
Deal or
he
No
infiltrated?
Deal. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe Rogan just delivered the most savage takedown of Meghan Markle that's ever been caught on camera. And the internet is absolutely losing its mind. The UFC commentator and podcast king didn't just criticize the Duchess of Sussex. He completely destroyed her fake royal persona in a rant so brutal it's breaking the internet right now. What makes this even more devastating is that Rogan claims he actually knew Meghan before she met Prince Harry. According to him, the woman we're seeing now isn't even the same person. The fake accent, the calculated gestures, the manufactured emotional moments, he's calling all of it out as pure performance art, and millions of viewers are finally hearing someone say what they've been thinking for years. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Well, I'm a little upset with Prince Harry, but other than that, it's working out really well.
Are you mad that he left the throne or whatever the he did?
No, I mean, you know,
doesn't it make sense?
Rogan didn't just stop at pointing out her transformation. He went straight for the jugular, mocking her supposed emotional breakdowns and even mimicking the classic actor's trick of crying on command. The audience ate it up, praising him for finally saying what millions of people were already thinking, that Meghan's carefully constructed image has cracked wide open, revealing something far more calculating underneath. The clips exploded across social media faster than wildfire, especially the moment where Rogan sarcastically begged celebrities like Meghan to just stop pretending. It wasn't polite criticism, it was brutal honesty delivered with laughter, and viewers couldn't get enough of it. But Rogan's takedown was just the beginning of Meghan's podcast nightmare.
To discuss Prince Harry's memoir, A War Room.
I do like that.
Yeah, what? A f***ing war room?
Full disclosure, I do think Harry's a wanker, but...
Instead of learning from the public humiliation, she decided to double down with yet another appearance that's raising even more eyebrows. She recently sat down with Emma Grede on the Aspire podcast, and the revelations from this interview are making critics wonder if she's completely lost touch with reality. During this latest media blitz, Meghan made some absolutely jaw-dropping statements that perfectly capture why so many people find her insufferable. When asked what she would do differently to rewrite her public narrative, her response was telling. "I would ask people to tell the truth. The audacity is breathtaking. Instead of taking any personal responsibility or acknowledging her own role in the controversies, she's essentially claiming that everyone else is lying about her." But here's what makes this even more ridiculous.
The most influential man in the world, Time magazine should have been.
No, Meghan Markle beat me.
God. How if it's most influential, there should be there's no debate. Nobody's even in the same category as you.
I don't know. I don't think about it.
Meghan also revealed that she's canceling the second season of her Confessions of a Female Founder podcast because she needs to focus on her jam business. Yes, you heard that right. The woman who once had global influence as a working royal is now too busy selling overpriced preserves to maintain a simple podcast schedule. What makes this particularly damaging is how Emma Grede, who's the founding partner of Skims and a legitimate businesswoman, seemed to be giving Meghan softball questions throughout the interview. Yet, even with the friendliest possible setup, Meghan managed to come across as tone-deaf and entitled. She complained about building a brand under a global spotlight, as if she wasn't the one who actively sought that spotlight in the first place.
This is a true story. One time, I just woke up, I'm in my underwear, I plop down in front of the TV, I turn it on. The moment I turn it on, Prince Harry's talking about me. I'm like, I just woke up!
The interview also revealed just how out of touch she's become with regular people's struggles. While discussing her business success, she joked that the only thing I want spread thin is my jam, completely missing how privileged and disconnected that sounds to people dealing with real financial pressures. It's exactly the kind of comment that reinforces why so many find her insufferable. But that wasn't even the worst part of her recent media disasters. Right before her tone-deaf appearance with Emma Grede, Meghan thought she could rehabilitate her image with what was supposed to be a vulnerable, authentic conversation. She sat down with billionaire entrepreneur Jamie Kern-Lima for what should have been a raw discussion that would win hearts and change minds. Instead, she handed critics even more ammunition and exposed herself in the most embarrassing way possible.
Now, I've tried all week to save you from the dangerous weapon-grade levels of cringe of this following interview, a podcast featuring Meghan Markle, but alas, we must all suffer together.
Midway through the episode, Meghan appeared to choke up while discussing the pressures she faces. Her voice trembled, her eyes seemed to well up, and she delicately dabbed at her face with the precision of a seasoned performer. There was just one massive problem that viewers immediately caught on to. There were no actual tears. Social media detectives didn't have to dig far to find the smoking gun. An old clip resurfaced showing Meghan joking about her ability to cry on command, literally bragging about how she could produce one tear, left eye, in just 3 seconds. Suddenly, her entire podcast appearance looked less like an emotional breakthrough and more like an audition tape for a role nobody wanted to see her play. Body language experts jumped into the fray, analyzing every micro-expression and awkward pause.
Harry and Meghan, the dreariest couple in the history of planet Earth.
Scott Rouse broke down her gestures during the podcast, pointing out that nothing matched. Her words said she was struggling, but her face said she was acting. The conclusion was devastating. Her emotional display felt calculated, not authentic. And just when people thought her public image couldn't get any worse, an even more damaging scandal emerged. While Meghan was busy playing victim on podcasts, she was caught red-handed doing something far more damaging to her credibility. Despite stepping down from royal duties and supposedly wanting independence from the monarchy, she was discovered signing personal correspondence with her forbidden royal title. A handwritten card surfaced showing with the compliments of Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, printed in elegant script. This isn't just embarrassing, it's a direct violation of the agreement she made with Queen Elizabeth before her death.
My castle's too small. The Queen was mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm gonna put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends, while she never stops whining.
When Harry and Meghan left their royal duties, they specifically promised they wouldn't use their HRH titles anymore. The image went viral instantly, and critics zoomed in on every detail. Here was someone who publicly claimed to want freedom from royal constraints, secretly clinging to the very titles that gave her relevance. Using a stripped title in private with friends while publicly pretending to be independent isn't empowerment, it's desperate branding. Even more damaging is what this reveals about her priorities. For someone who supposedly moved on to build an independent life, Meghan sure seems reluctant to let go of the royal perks. It exposes something critics have suspected all along, that her entire relationship with the royal family was always about the status and never about genuine service or commitment. Behind the scenes, things are falling apart even faster than they appear in public. 4 more team members have quietly parted ways with Harry and Meghan's organization, adding to an already impressive list of staff departures that's becoming impossible to ignore. The timing couldn't be worse for Meghan's public image. Just as she's trying to launch her lifestyle brand and maintain relevance in the entertainment industry, reports are surfacing about her behavior towards staff members. Some employees have described experiences ranging from lovely, genuine person to cold and withholding, with several taking long absences or requiring therapy after working with her. What makes this particularly damaging is how it contradicts the compassionate, empowering image Meghan tries to project publicly. Behind closed doors, a very different picture emerges, one of demanding perfectionism and unrealistic expectations that leave even seasoned professionals looking for the exit. While her team collapses and her reputation crumbles, Meghan has doubled down on the one thing that still seems to work, cashing in on her royal connections.
Because they don't really know how to make money, right? Their entire brand is talking about their own victimhood, and they've kind of signed a deal with the devil. They've agreed to Spotify. You know, I think that the deal was something like $25 million. And they agreed to this deal thinking that they were going to do something productive and healthy, but in reality, what Spotify wants is blood.
Her as ever lifestyle brand launched with luxury products that sold out in under an hour, including $28 wildflower honey that disappeared in less than 5 minutes. Royal experts are calling it exactly what it is, a calculated exploitation of her Sussex title for commercial gain. Despite claiming to want independence from the royal family, every aspect of her brand relies on the very connection she supposedly wanted to escape. The packaging, the marketing, the entire aspirational lifestyle she's selling, it all depends on people associating her with royalty. The pricing reveals just how out of touch she's become with regular people. Luxury, honey, gourmet jams, and keepsake packaging aren't exactly accessible to the masses struggling with basic living expenses. Yet, she continues marketing these products as if she's some relatable entrepreneur building something from scratch, rather than a former royal leveraging her title for profit. Even more telling is how Netflix has invested in her brand while also producing her lifestyle show. It's a perfectly orchestrated media machine designed to extract maximum value from her royal association, all while maintaining the pretense that she's moved beyond her royal past. The British public has reached their limit, and the numbers don't lie. A staggering poll shows that 97% of respondents want King Charles to officially strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles permanently. Not just suspend their use, completely remove them. Behind palace doors, the pressure is finally becoming impossible to ignore. Prince William, who will one day inherit the throne, is reportedly done playing nice. Insiders claim he doesn't even want to hear Harry's name mentioned anymore and sees his brother's actions as a full-blown betrayal of the crown. Even more significantly, William is apparently prepared to take action that his father hasn't been willing to pursue. While King Charles continues to hold back out of paternal instincts, William is reportedly ready to cut ties entirely once he becomes king. The message from the next generation of royals is clear.
There are no heroes here. I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it Her Royal Highness, but I find it way cringier and just very, very petty that Prince William is reportedly just waiting to take the throne and be king so that he could strip her of her title.
You can't play royal when it's convenient. After shredding Meghan for her fake tears, manufactured mannerisms, and desperate attention-seeking, Joe Rogan delivered the line that perfectly captured how most people feel about this entire circus. With a laugh that said everything, he summed up the situation. You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard. That single moment crystallized what millions of viewers were thinking. This isn't just some celebrity drama anymore. It's become a masterclass in how not to handle public life. What was supposed to be a tearful comeback turned into bad performance art, and Rogan wasn't the only one who noticed. Her emotional podcast appearance, the stage setting, the over-the-top praise for her billionaire host, it all backfired spectacularly. Instead of rebranding herself as empowered and vulnerable, Meghan reminded everyone exactly why she's been criticized for years. The fake royal titles, the manufactured authenticity, the ego-driven theatrics, it's all finally catching up with her. When someone like Joe Rogan calls you out for being fake, it usually means the general public has already made up their minds. His brutal takedown wasn't just comedy, it was a cultural moment that exposed what everyone could see but few were willing to say out loud. Meghan's attempts at emotional manipulation, her desperate clinging to royal titles, and her calculated business ventures have created a perfect storm of public rejection. The staff departures, the failed authenticity attempts, and the increasingly obvious money grabs have painted a picture that's impossible to ignore. While Meghan continues dabbing invisible tears and Harry fights for security he voluntarily gave up, the world has moved on to laughing at their expense. The fairy tale ending they wanted has become a cautionary tale about the dangers of believing your own publicity. What started as a story about breaking free from tradition has become a masterpiece of self-destruction, played out in real time for the entertainment of millions. So what do you think about Joe Rogan's brutal takedown of Meghan? Was he completely right to call out her fake crying and manufactured personality? Or do you think he went too far? Honestly, after watching her use forbidden royal titles while pretending to want independence, do you believe there's any way back for the Sussexes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this expose of Meghan's podcast disaster and royal title scandal as shocking as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.